Thank you, Jeff. Here in studio, Mr. Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist, bullseyeoption.com, ready to talk some tech, talk some trading. We did, though, have our kind of first down week for China. Let's start there, Alan, because you've been big on the China trade.
Right.
And I assume you're sticking with it. You're not feeling out after 1 week.
No, it's a reset. And I used the rally to take some profits, as I look to do. You buy low, buy the dips, sell the rips. That's the idea, especially with the way I trade with options and the exponential gains that you get with small moves in the underlying stock. So I love BABA here as a reset as well. Come back to that breakout point. It's not over as far as this China recovery. And we've talked about gently, they have a, how shall I say politely, a vested interest in making the markets work. It's not a free market system over there. So
it's not.
Why would you not believe that they're going to do something to goose the market?
Well, they crushed them a couple of years ago, but it seems like they've kind of exhausted maybe their appetite of regulation. You a big Temu guy, the PDD?
Oh yeah, yeah. That thing just goes. I mean, it's hard to trade that now. I mean, it's hard to jump in on that. But yeah, it's about finding sectors and areas that haven't rallied. We're in an everything bull market, not just here in the United States, but around the world. Everything's rallied, and now it's harder to find those gems.
We just got nailed on ISM or ISMs, and PMIs were okay. ISM was pretty bad, but dollars down and yields are down too. So do you think we can spin that as positive generally, or eventually does that trade not work?
We don't have to do anything. We have to follow what the markets tell us. And the dollar, you just did it for me. The dollar is down and yields are down. So that's
it.
That's nothing but a positive.
Is that where the calculus is?
That's where the positive. If yields go down and the dollar goes down, that helps everything.
Always?
Pretty much, yeah. We're below 4.5% in the yield, and the dollar is going to, if it can break 104, 103, then we're going to really get some acceleration on the upside in these markets. So when I came in here, I had nothing on my piece of paper because nothing's changed. We're in a bull market, and it's just about money management and being able to find these individual opportunities.
Do you think at any point the data get poor enough to where yields go down for a bad reason?
Maybe, but I'm going to trade what I see, and I'm not in the if world. I'm not trying to figure this out. And I know you guys talked about
until the relationship breaks, trust it.
Right, exactly. And so I'm in the world here that you talk manufacturing number, right? We're not a manufacturing economy. We're a services economy.
Sure.
Yeah, and one bad month, as we've seen in the past, doesn't do anything. You got to take a gentle approach, maybe take a moving average of 3 months and use that. 1 month, you pay attention. But you want to know what I'm paying attention to right now?
Palantir.
Yeah, in a second I am. But first
what else you got?
Apple.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you guys talk about Apple?
What do you mean we talk about Apple every day?
I know, but you don't nobody likes Apple. Nobody loves Apple. We're coming back to the highs.
Apple's almost $200. Market loves Apple.
It's almost back to its highs. Everybody's like poo-pooed Apple.
What do you mean? It's $200. People are buying
Tesla, Apple and Tesla, you guys will talk your brains out about NVIDIA and some of these trends. But look at what Apple's going to do for the indexes. It's in the Dow. It's in the, it's in the
last week, they gave us some real sign that they're going to plug some AI into their phone.
Apple's not dead yet. That's my point, is that they've been long forgotten as far as a player in the big five, big seven, and they're not dead yet. That's a very healthy sign. I still see a lot of upside in Tesla as well as far as risk reward. Look at the charts. The way they both bottomed out, they both gapped up, that's very healthy for the overall market in general.
Very different nature, though, right? Tesla kind of still in this downtrend long term. Apple fighting for the highs. Which one would you rather own calls in right now?
I like Apple.
Yeah.
I like Apple. Tesla is a trading stock. You need to be able to trade. So I am lazy in the fact that I look long term, and I like to position myself for long term and not have to watch the markets and be really disciplined and watch the markets minute by minute. I can do that with Apple. Tesla, I'm going to have to pay attention.
All right. We are getting close, $5 away. It's the Apple-NVIDIA race to see if Apple can stay on top as the world's biggest company. All right, let's talk some Palantir, Mr. Nuckman. We got a really wild move on earnings. It basically hasn't gone anywhere since. So what do you think? You think this thing's going to wake up again?
I'm seeing the money flow, which is my key. I'm seeing the money flow, the smart money accumulation of this stock. And we put on if you go in the Wayback Machine, go into the archives here, January 22nd, on this show, we talked about Palantir, and it was a 100% winner. Now, I'm looking at it again. It's reset itself. This stock's been between 15 and 25 for a year. It's come back to that 20 midpoint. That was the original breakout. This is a reset just like BABA is reset. So I'm looking at this stock in a September option, a September 20 call. Again, that's super support level. The 20 call is trading for about $3.50. It's $2 in the money. It's got 4 months of time. So it's just about the math. And if we typically, you see if we can hold this midpoint level, then we'll make a pop to that range top at 25, and this option will perform very, very well.
To your point, we gapped up on the last earnings. Big move up to 27.5.
Right.
And now that gap on earnings is pretty close to where we're at right now. So we kind of gave it back.
Right.
That's
Well,
what
now
you're
we
saying
come
when you
back
talk
with
reset.
Right. It reset, fill back in. So we've been patient, and that's the hardest thing to do with trading. Trading's not hard, but being patient is waiting for it to position itself and reset itself, and that's where we're seeing this money flow, which is important to me, is you're seeing this accumulation of leverage positioning, meaning options position, and typically, if somebody's putting on big options positions, it's because they're smart.
$20, the strike that you're going with, right?
$20 strike, 4 months of time for development, and like I said, it's deep in the money like a lot of these plays. UNG, we've been talking about UNG just to hype it up one more time. Did make a bottom base. No one loved it. No one believed it. And the options performed very, very well from a small move in the underlying.
The natty gas trade?
Yeah.
Hanging on to that one too?
Well, nobody loved it. No, I have my profits set in advance where I don't have to think. That I have them programmed in that 50%.
You make 50%, you get out?
You get out a half, and 100% you get out of their half. And if it keeps going, guess what? I only made 100%.
Okay, all right.
I can live with that.
Taking a stab, sticking with the China trades like in BABA and like in Apple, but interested in dabbling in Tesla, but you got to be careful with it.
You got to trade it. You've got to be able to pay attention to Tesla because there's too much emotional variability with the leadership.
True. All right.
Is that the way to say it?
Yeah, that's a good emotional variability. All right. Same with my experience with Mr. Duckman. Thank you, Alan, for your time. Chief Market Strategist, bullseyeoption.com. Good eyes on Apple, getting ready to challenge that breakout again. When we come up, we're talking financial services. Also a little tech connection into AI too, but perhaps a little bit more than just NVIDIA, trying to figure out still where the knock-on trades are. Is there anything in the financial world that might intersect? We've got the manager of the Gabelli Financial Services Fund. It's a pretty darn good-looking chart. When we come back, we're looking at stocks also kind of unch right now. We gave up the Russell gains almost entirely. The NASDAQ's holding it together. Apple, as we just hit up, 1.5% almost, and NVIDIA, 3.5% higher.